Hi, today we're going to be looking at the first etude in Charlie Porter's Lyrical Etudes book, a new book that's just come out, and I find these rather delightful and a fun challenge. So I'm going to just play through the first one, and hopefully I can manage the page turns on my iPad without a pedal, and we'll take it from there. Wow, these are sweet. Thank you, Charlie. And they're challenging. A lot going on here. To be honest with you, the main thing I was struggling with is I'm hearing what I want to do with my voice in terms of the expression. And I'm kind of distracted by that because I don't feel my body really cooperating with it. So in the elementary stages, no matter what the difficulty of the material you're playing, you're just trying to play accurately. You're trying to play the right notes, hopefully at the right time, and with a decent sound. And that's a great way to start. But I'm always reaching for more, and part of my problem is I keep on reaching for things that I can't quite do. So my reach is exceeding my grasp, so to speak, in terms of my musical imagination. And that's very inspiring to me because that means that I'm hearing possibilities that I may not be able to do them. But if I can just do the necessary work in order to get more comfortable, some of that musical idea is going to come through to you, hopefully. And hopefully some of it came through in that little mini performance. Just as an aside, I'm hopeful to get this out before I start traveling, and there may be a gap in my video production. But I hope not. So I'm going to do what I can to keep going, but I kind of need a vacation at this point, and so the vacation is visiting relatives. You all know about that. So I'm going to go ahead and just address one thing that bugs me. I told you about it, is the tone of voice thing. That's how I think of the dynamics. So he's got forte, piano, mezzo piano, crescendi, decrescendi, lots of stuff going on in there. And to me, that becomes a big distraction because I'm thinking of it physically. So what I'm going to suggest is think of it as your tone of voice, as the attitude of your voice. It's more about attitude. So I'm trying to get the feeling of what is the attitude of this music. Now that's my imagination. And it may be different every time I play it. And it might not match what the composer was feeling. But there are commonalities here. So be free to exercise your own taste, as it were, and also get ideas from listening to other people play. Maybe try and imitate ones that you find especially inspiring to you. And I encourage you to go listen to Charlie's recordings of these because I think they're pretty exemplary. Mine are extemporaneous, obviously, with not enough preparation. But I still think it's valuable because that helps you see the process that's going on here. So it says mezzo forte crescendo, mezzo forte crescendo, and then a diminuendo to piano. So I'm just going to play that first phrase again. So I'm trying to let the music influence me. And you say I'm playing around with it a little bit, ad-libbing a little bit. As a classical player, especially as an orchestral player, we sometimes play in a box. And music doesn't fit in a box. So it's okay to, and not okay, for me it's necessary to feel what the music wants to do. So I hope that you can get a little hint of how I'm feeling this. There's another aspect which I think is extremely important in lyric etudes, and you heard some of it right there. I'll try and give you a few more ideas. The composer obviously gives directions. Traditionally, the language of music is Italian, and so he says moderato, moderately, moderate what? Tempo, moderate feeling of movement. Espressivo e rubato. Espressivo, that's, expressive, we understand that. And rubato actually comes from the word to steal, to rob. So the idea is you're taking time from here and you're putting it over there. In other words, this is not metronomic. What I'm going to suggest to you is to try and play it metronomically. It's not natural. If you put a metronome on it, and I'm not prepared to do that today, but I suggest that you do that, and there's a strong reason for it. I'm going to play the next section. This is line 4. It starts piano. I'm trying to find my piano voice here. So now I have an idea of kind of the attitude and the sound that I want. But I'm messing around, I'm playing with the timing, perfectly natural. As a matter of fact, it's appropriate. It's necessary for the expression of the music, which is why Charlie wrote those Italian directions in there. But a good way to find out whether you have control is to play it without changing the tempo. And just rely on other expressive devices. When you're working on the dynamics, put a metronome on it and see if you can smoothly get that sense of control and transition between the dynamics. This is a refinement that a lot of trumpet players don't practice, but it's extremely helpful. So I'm going to try and play this just in a steady tempo. And it says 84. I don't know what 84 is exactly, but I'm going to guess. Now, when we do that, it can either give you a feeling of struggle or a feeling of like, okay, now I know where things are, kind of a feeling of groundedness or kind of home base feeling. So use the metronome to help you in this sense. And then I'm going to play it a little bit more freely. I can never play as freely as Mark Gould, but I'm going to try and give myself permission to soup it up a little bit. Okay, I think you get the idea. You hear the push and pull? Now, I'm going to give you a strong recommendation, and then I think you probably want to go and work on this stuff yourself, but don't stick stuff onto the music. Let the music speak to you. Try different things. Record yourself. See if you think that they work from an artistic point of view. Listen to great examples of timing, and there are too many to listen to out there. From the history of modern recorded music, there's millions of examples, literally, in all genres, by the way. So start with a metronome as kind of a guardrails, if you will, on your timing, which is a physical thing as well as a musical thing. And then once you have that feeling of balance, and you can get a little bit more free with it, then go freestyle and see what you can do expressively. I hope this has been a little bit of an encouragement to explore. I love this lyric style, and I'm going to try and play some more of these as we go along. So have a good day. Join me when you have some time later on, and I hope there'll be some new videos coming out after my vacation. See you later on. Bye-bye.